Ty and Trish met 4 years ago, and they dreamed of moving into a home in the neighborhood where they met.
This neighborhood's really up and coming, huh?
When they found the one, they rushed into buying it. But it was more than they could afford. So they decided to turn the basement into an apartment, and they thought they could do it themselves.
I think this is going to take a long time.
Now there's a big hole in their basement and an even bigger hole in their wallet. They need help. When I build income suites, the first thing I check is my return on investment. Ty and Trish bought their home for $551,000. Their mortgage payments are $2,470 a month. Putting in a rental unit is a great way to generate income, but not every house lends itself to an income suite. Ty and Trish are feeling pretty house poor right now, so putting in a rental suite would be ideal for them. We'll see if we can help. Hello.
Hey, Scott. Come on in.
Thank you. Well, this is a fantastic looking house right off the bat.
Thanks.
Well, I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, but we've gotten ourselves in way over our heads. So, yeah, we were over budget.
Just a little bit, to the tune of about $100,000.
Oh, just $100,000. Okay, wow.
And the plan was that we could rent out the basement, which would help us afford this place. If we don't get that suite up and running fairly soon, it's going to be really, really tough to hold on to this place. So we desperately need help.
Well, let's take a look at the whole house, and that'll give me a better idea of what we can do to generate some income. This looks great. Open concept. Oh, the kitchen.
It opens right up to the kitchen.
Okay, well, let's head upstairs.
This is our master bedroom. This is Ty's office and family room.
How do you find these older windows?
It's very drafty.
Our first gas bill was about $300, which for a month.
Yeah. It's a lot of house to be taken care of, and heating for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the dungeon.
Wow! Look at this octopus. This is quite the monster you have down here.
Yeah.
This is your old boiler.
And it takes up so much space.
Yeah, this is a big obstacle for a basement apartment. I mean, we're dealing with low ceilings as it is. We're supposed to have 6'11". Oh, this is what you've been working on?
Trisha's dad, my father-in-law Joe, has been helping me out every single weekend trying to renovate this.
This is all cracked.
That's all cracked. It's gotten worse since we've exposed it.
This should not be open and exposed this long, especially with raw sewage coming out. Everything here has to go.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Well, this is the crawl space that's under our first floor powder room.
But this is interesting space. I mean, I'm getting some ideas already. And so you guys see some potential down here. Oh, I commend you. You know, there's potential in anything. The two things that I'm looking at are the concerns with the utilities of the whole house. The other issues, obviously, there's a lot of expenses in plumbing to be done. I'll put my expertise together and I'll give you as many options as possible, especially considering the whole boiler system. And ultimately, you will decide how far you're willing to go with this property.
Well, we didn't have savings, so we are taking out a loan in order to do this renovation. But we're hoping in the long run that it will pay for itself and and it will help us keep the house.
We're so glad you're here to help us. We couldn't do it ourselves.
Well, at least somebody's happy that I'm here. This is a lot of work.
We really had no idea what we're getting ourselves into as far as expense, as far as work, as far as how long this is going to take and how over our heads we are.
Well, Ty and Trish, you bought the house for $551,000, which puts you at a $2,470 a month mortgage payment, which is pretty much consuming all of your income.
Pretty close to it, yes.
So I've come up with a couple of options to alleviate these payments. First one, option one, is a bachelor apartment. I've enclosed the boiler and hot water heater into a room, which leaves us enough room for a small living room and kitchen. There's room for a bed in the back, but not enough room to legally put a bedroom. We've got a nice big closet at the bottom of the stairs, and beside that, we have a stackable washer dryer closet. We've squeezed in a washroom at the back, and the crawl space, we'll put a door on it. It can be used for additional storage. This renovation is going to cost about $30,000. It'll bring in $600 a month in rent. $300 of that $600 will go towards repaying the loan it's going to cost to do the renovation. So the real benefit is $300 a month. $300 a month brings your mortgage down to $2,170 a month.
The thing I like about it is it's not a big basement. So I like how open it is.
Let me show you what I'm thinking for option two. So option two is the ideal layout for your basement. We've removed your boiler and we've removed your hot water heater. All of that can be contained in a very small, energy efficient unit, which we can place in the crawl space. Now we have enough room to put a legal bedroom. We do have room for a full-size bathtub in the washroom, and our kitchen living space stays very much the same. This renovation will cost $42,000, but you would be able to bring in about $850 a month in rent. Now, because you're taking out a bigger loan, your cost on that loan is going to be about $400 a month, which leaves you with $450 a month to knock off your mortgage. Your mortgage payments will be reduced to $2,020 a month, and you will have significant savings on your utility costs. Option one or option two?
I don't know. It's a lot of money.
Ty and Trish, you're basically living to pay for your house right now.
At this moment, yeah.
So it's imperative that we do something with your basement to alleviate these payments. So option one is a bachelor style apartment. It's basically working with what you have. Now option two is a one-bedroom basement apartment. Now in option two, we've moved the entire boiler and domestic water system into the crawl space. So they're both big renovations, but either way, they're going to generate income. So you have to decide how far are you willing to go with this basement apartment.
I think we're going to jump in with both feet, and we're going to pick option two.
The fact that the house is going to be more efficient and our utility bills are going to be lower, I think that is fantastic. We definitely need to save some money there, so I really like that.
Yeah, and to have the one bedroom, I mean, I think we're going to make more money on rent and we'll attract more tenants. It'll be better for us.
So we have a lot of work to do downstairs and a lot of plumbing to get started on. This is not the ideal basement for an income suite, but with a little clever maneuvering, we can make it work. There's a lot of work to do in this basement. I'm going to start by removing the boiler, the hot water heater, and all the plumbing around it. I'm going to get rid of this dirt pile so I can put in a nice bedroom, a decent-sized living space, giving Ty and Trish the income suite they've always dreamed of. The first major project will be to fix the plumbing. Once we've taken care of that, we'll install a door to the crawl space, which will be now our utility room. We're going to have a 4-piece washroom with a shower and tub enclosure, and we're going to put in a stackable laundry. this room will be a huge selling feature for a tenant. Well, it's renovation day, the first day of work here, and we got to take care of all this plumbing. We've got 3 stacks that all need to be tied in properly, and we've an inspection this afternoon. Now over here, past the big heap of dirt, which should be gone by the end of the day, we have the only thing occupying this basement, which is this giant octopus of a boiler. So this, once it's out of our way, is going to be the tenant's bedroom. This is going to be a great apartment. It's going to bring in some income. It's going to start alleviating those mortgage payments, and it's going to look great.
Oh my God, it stinks.
It's a crappy job, but somebody has to do it.
This is a reaping tile, and you can see
Oh my
it's not
goodness.
used anymore, and it's just full of dirt. So it's going to be taken out. And here's a running trap, this big trap underneath, and this will be taken out as well.
Now, one of the things we have to do is remove this running trap. It's an old idea that used to take all the downspout water and tie it into the sewer systems, but it's putting too much pressure on the city. So we're removing it. We're going to run the downspout into the garden where the rainwater belongs, and we're going to cap this off.
I like to do a lot of research, and I like to kind of learn about everything that I possibly can. And there's so many new technologies and building and stuff that's coming out. I like to compare what I would have done to what they're doing, and hopefully we can meet somewhere that makes us, makes it make sense in terms of the money and the financing, but also, satisfies me in that it's done, right. Hey, Scott, how's it going?
It's going well. Plumbers are working hard.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I had a question.
Hit me.
I know this type of foundation tends to absorb more moisture. I was wondering if something like spray foam might be better.
Spray foam is at least twice the cost, but this wall's been here for 100 years. There's no moisture damage. I don't foresee any reason to use the extra expenses on this wall.
How about spray foaming the headers?
Look at you, eh? I'm gonna spray foam you in a minute. Ty's curious about the spray foam, and it is a great product. It gets into all the nooks and crannies, and the closed cell foam actually has its own vapor barrier, which is a great advantage. But his basement's really dry. It's been parged, and the walls have been sealed. There's no signs of moisture. I've already planned on using bat insulation, which is significantly cheaper and well within his budget. So I'm going to stick to the plan. This is a rental property. It has to make sense. All that gets replaced with this guy.
Wow, that's sad.
Good things come in small packages, man. The inspectors passed all the plumbing. Let's fill it in. Cut these water lines.
Hey,
These
guys.
rusty ones we can use. Good morning,
Sorry
Ty.
to interrupt you guys, but
problem.
I'm off to work, so I thought I'd come in and see if you guys need anything.
No, we're just getting ready to install the new unit here.
Wicked. I did a little research on the internet yesterday, and I know that there is a slightly more powerful model than this, the 380. And I'm wondering if that might be something that might be more appropriate for this house, considering that there's an apartment.
The 380 is an extra $2,000. Is that money you're ready to spend? I
noticed on the internet yesterday that there is a 380 model, which is, I guess, a little more powerful than this one. And I was just wondering if that's something that might be more appropriate for this house.
I don't know, as far as I understand, this is the most appropriate unit for this house. I mean, Jason, what do you think?
Oh yeah, it has plenty of BTUs to handle this situation.
It would be a waste of money, the extra 2,000. Not to mention, it wouldn't be working at its highest efficiency, and you'd be wasting more utilities too.
All right, well, I'll just trust the experts then. I'll leave it to you guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks. Have a good time at work.
All right.
Make lots of money for us today. Despite the fact that Ty was concerned about the size of the unit, he is absolutely correct in changing the old system over. We're getting rid of the old hot water heater and the old boiler system, which used to boil huge amounts of hot water 24/7. Very inefficient. Hello. Now our new unit is actually going to only heat the water when you're using it. So half the system supports all the water in the house, like the faucets and the taps and the shower and the appliances. And the other part of the system flash heats for the radiators in the house. This new system is efficient. It's going to save them utilities. It's going to save them space. It's going to bring them into the 21st century. So this is really our beginning. We've moved everything to where we want it to be. We got the tub in the corner. We've put in the clean out. We've got the toilet. We got the floor drain. We've got the drain for the washer dryer and for the kitchen sink. We've moved the entire combination hot water heater boiler unit into the utility room. So now this is really a utility room. The plumbing inspector's loving us. Here we've got room to frame in our entire kitchen now. There's no more dirt in the living room. And now that the hot water heater and the boiler unit have both been moved, I've got a lot of room for a nice big bedroom. All this work just to get to the beginning. This whole stage of their life is finally over. The plumbing is done, and it's time to fill the gap with concrete. The plumber has plumbed everything in. We've got the 5 radiators going upstairs, and then the return from the 5 radiators. We have a manifold over here, and over here for the 4 new radiators we're putting in the basement. We're going to hook that up today and get this puppy running.
Scott, so how much of this stuff is coming?
The whole alleyway.
Holy smokes, my neighbors are gonna love me.
They're never gonna hear you, that's for sure.
Oh, that's good. That's
awesome.
the point. I love how you guys developed the plan and everything, and definitely I can see how it's all coming together.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been a lot, more open. Like if this pillar wasn't here.
We could clear out these posts and put in an I-beam, which would cost a hell of a lot more. You really have to think of it as a business.
Yeah.
It's got to make money.
Yeah.
Ideally, we could put in a steel I-beam. And it's an I-beam because it's in the shape of an I, a capital I. Now this could run the entire length of the basement without any beams holding it up, which will open up the whole space. There's quite a significant added cost, so I've just done a floor plan that's going to accommodate the existing beams and supports, and we'll just leave it as is. A lot of work has gone into getting this place functional as a rental suite, but now our progress is really starting to show.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, this is off limits to you now.
Oh,
We're almost done.
actually, there's something I wanted to show you upstairs. Do you have a second?
Hey, Ty, what's going on?
Sorry to take you away from downstairs. I know you guys are pretty busy.
We're almost done. What's happening?
Those lights keep going on and off on their own. just wondering if you have any idea what might be going on.
Yeah, that's a problem. That one's still really hot even though it just shut itself off. The light itself isn't a big issue. It's going to cut out when it overheats, but that doesn't mean it's not overheating a wire or a beam. It's supposed to be about at least an inch from anything. I'm going to bet they're slammed right up against a joist, which is probably going to be brown, if not black.
That's scary.
But my serious recommendation is to have an electrician come look at it before it becomes a fire hazard.
Those lights keep going on and off on their own.
But my serious recommendation is to have an electrician come look at it before it becomes a fire hazard.
So how much do you think that might cost, Scott?
It could be anywhere from $50 to $75 a pot light.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 22 pot lights that I count on this floor.
Times about 60 or $70 each.
Ouch.
I know, it's a big expense. Once you get the renter in, you're gonna see how much it helps to have that money coming in.
Okay.
And you'll want to spend it on your place, make it look good, make it feel safe.
All right. Thanks a
All
lot,
right,
Scott.
no problem.
Appreciate it.
Their entire life is going to change direction once they have this rented out. No longer will they be continuously strained for money, but it's like having another income in the house. They're actually going to be generating some income here to help with that mortgage. Hey, you guys ready to go down?
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Oh my god.
Holy wow.
Oh.
It's pretty big, isn't it?
It looks
That's
like
amazing.
it looks like a real apartment.
Oh my God.
We need to use every nook and cranny down here.
Right.
So check out this washroom.
Like the color.
Wow.
Wow. That is slick.
This is where the hole went.
It was right here.
This is where the hole went.
That hole was a lot of work. I mean, the plumbers were here for 5 days straight.
That's
Holy.
so cool.
Yeah, heated towel bar. It's kind of a neat way of doing a radiator in here.
Dual
Wow.
function.
Behind this fire door,
Oh, sweet. Look at that.
Baby.
isn't she beautiful?
Yeah.
Tiny.
Well, the guys did a heat audit on your house, and they said that this should cut your utilities in half.
Really?
A lot of the houses are doing it now because you almost can't afford to live without it because of the utility prices. There is a bedroom. You guys still haven't seen the
Oh, we
bedroom.
haven't, yeah.
Now you remember, this was the boiler and the hot water heater.
Oh wow. It's so
Oh.
pretty.
Nice.
It's huge.
It is. It's a great size bedroom.
And it's got a big closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that. Oh my goodness, it's so
Oh,
pretty.
this is nice.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, nice counter.
Oh,
I don't think I ever pictured anything this nice.
no.
This is beautiful.
I
You
never
guys
have
did such an amazing job. I can't believe it.
You guys don't have a huge basement, right? So there's a lot of clever thought that had to go into it. There's no room for a dining room table, so we do the breakfast bar, right?
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's fabulous. We just don't have the expertise, and we could have never done this
Yeah,
ourselves.
I didn't imagine the amount of manpower needed to finish this project. It was way beyond what I thought.
Yeah.
I think I had thought 2 months with Joe and me.
And you know, and time is of the essence because you lose rent if you're still working on it. You don't have it rented, you're losing potential income. So I went through your house with an appraiser and he loved the place. He was quite confident to say that your house is easily worth $660,000 today. You guys bought this house for $551,000. It's $110,000 in 2 weeks, which is
Awesome.
it's an amazing amount of equity to gain. And he said that your $850 a month rent is very fair and very reasonable and doable for this area. So
That's awesome.
that you guys have freedom now
Yeah.
for years. Freedom from your mortgage, freedom from renovations, freedom from rising gas prices and extreme hydro bills. So you have to post it for renting and give you the keys.
Aw.
Who's in charge of these?
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, when you post this thing for rent, you want to say immaculate 1-bedroom apartment. It's got laundry.
Yeah.
It's got a 4-piece washroom because we got the tub in, right?
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
It's got a peninsula kitchen, separate entrance.
I think they'll be knocking on our door.